Hey friends, I'm Lisa. I'm your cancer exercise trainer, and I want to talk a little bit about lymphedema and lymphedema risk factors. So lymphedema, think about our lymphatic system. If you imagine that it's, let's say it's a 4-lane highway, all right? If 2 of those lanes are closed down, then traffic bogs down, right? Right. So imagine your lymphatic system in a similar way. We've got a lymphatic system traveling through our body, and when we have lymph nodes removed or when we have radiation, then the traffic, the flow of that lymphatic fluid may or may not be the same. That's kind of the tricky thing about lymphedema, is we can't guarantee. So when we think about people who have lymphedema risk factors, and oftentimes we're talking about someone who's had a breast cancer diagnosis and that the treatment has included taking lymph nodes and or radiation, we say there are some risk factors there. And so in managing that in the best way, managing the risk factors, your lymphatic system, it doesn't have its own pump. So it relies on the other pumps in our body. And the other pumps in our body include our heart rate. Our heart's a pump, okay? So as our heart beats, it's able to act as something to pump. Our respiration, so as we're breathing, that helps to move things. And as our muscles contract. So those are all ways that our lymphatic system leans into to help move lymphatic fluid. I want to show you some exercises that I encourage people to do just as prevention or as a tool for moving lymphatic fluid. So if my arms are up overhead, I could do just opening and closing my fist. I could do moving one finger at a time, again, going to a closed fist position. I could do wrist circles. Now, I'm being kind of strict about all these things. I could act as though I'm hammering. If you're someone that just says, I'm going to get my arms up and dance, I'm going to be like, that's it. That is perfect. If you decide that you're going to conduct the orchestra, your imaginary orchestra, that's great. Just getting your arms up and moving. Okay, the other thing is I want you to remember that exercise is really helpful to keep lymphatic fluid moving if we do it correctly. So a few things to remember. If you're someone who has a garment, you have a lymphedema sleeve, you have a gauntlet, a glove, you have a camisole, a compression garment, it's great to wear that when you're exercising. The compression combined with your movement is going to be extra beneficial to moving that lymphatic fluid through your system. When we're exercising, try to manage your temperature. So I know we're in Texas and it gets really darn hot, so make sure that you're hydrated, make sure that you're trying not to exercise at the hottest times of the day, that you're taking breaks, because getting overheated can be a trigger for lymphedema. Those are some of the key things. I always tell people, whether you're working around the house or if you're exercising, you're going to start low and slow and gradually build up. So if that's strength training, hopefully you're doing that with me and I'm going to help you, all right? It means that we're going to start with low weight, low repetitions, and we're going to gradually increase. We're still going to be looking at that 8 to 12 repetitions that American College of Sports Medicine, American Cancer Society recommend for strength training. If it's activities at home, if you're someone that likes to work in the yard, do it in small bits and start with just 10 or 15 minutes and then monitor that you don't have any symptoms. Okay, I didn't say, what are signs and symptoms of lymphedema? If you feel heaviness, oftentimes it'll be in the affected arm, it could be in the hand, it could be in your trunk. So it could be pain, it could be just a sensation of that limb feeling heavy, and it can also be swelling, okay? Most often we think about swelling. It's not that the arm swells all at once. Typically, most of the time we'll see that swelling in a small pocket, which seems really odd, but you might have what seems like a bubble on your hand, on your finger, on your arm, in your trunk. And if you notice any of those things, your job in taking care of yourself is to let your health care team know right away. Don't wait going, oh, maybe this is going to go away. Because the downside of lymphedema is, the upside is if we catch it early and we manage it, then we can control it. But if we don't manage it, that swelling gets to a point where it's very, very difficult to reverse, all right? There are great lymphedema therapists. There are lots of good ways to help you manage it, but we have to know so that you can get it managed. So If you guys have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Thanks a lot and have a good day. Bye for now.